Hello, everyone. Hey, Peter, can you hear?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Well, I don't think we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Tamamdır.
One, two, one, two, three. Hello.
Ye- Yes, I think we can hear you now.
Okay, great.
Yeah, perfect. So, hello, everyone. This is Peter Lee, my artistic duo, and Peter.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you guys, sort of. Uh, I'm glad to be presented as a giant head in Turkey. Very happy for this. Um, uh, Ozan, do you want to go ahead and do the introductions, or you want me to
I think you can directly start
start
with
the
the
video?
yeah, and then the performance as you wish, and then
Okay.
I take over in the third video, like after the
Okay.
third video.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
is
it.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Yep.
All right, guys. So. Just I guess one sentence is it's a three-part video, three different pieces stacked together. Going from the most serious first. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes, everything is good here. We can see the screen,
Great. All right.
but the video is not uploaded yet, I think.
Okay. I'm just gonna hit it now. Let's see.
Yeah.
This is a performance of the base speed, at which everything within the Milky Way galaxy is physically traveling through the universe. Human bodies, geopolitical borders, and subatomic particles. The resulting amount of physical possibilities for any and all beings are endlessly infinite, and immeasurable even by quantum computers. The immeasurable possibilities of our physical motion is the ground for a new way to think of ourselves and our social freedoms, and a concept which Selma Selman calls superpositional intersectionalism. In this performance, Selma Selman and Chongha Peter Lee will struggle for 10 rounds, while switching roles, genders, species, and names, at the same rate at which a galaxy moves 1 kilometer through the universe, 600 times a second.
Hey, this is a two-part performance, which is intentionally mundane, boring, and friendly. Okay, the title of this performance is I Bet I Have a Philosophical Lens and Model that could do three things. One is change how we see reality. Two, save the planet. And three, the most important, save real love. Now, the first part is I'm going to present to you the option of making a bet. Okay, you can make a bet with me that this philosophical lens could do these three things, and you can bet I'm willing to take a coffee, a moment of silence, or a dance. So after you hear the terms, feel free to make a bet. Contact me after the performance. Okay, let's get down to it. Okay, first, I want to establish the drastic effects of changing how we see reality and perceive reality, changing our lens. Photographers and video artists know that when you change the lens, literally, of how you see the image, it transforms the effect and interpretation of the image. For example, this looks like I'm in a clean white gallery, but when we change the lens, we can gain more information on my surroundings and see that I'm just in my basement. So photographers and media artists constantly use this to either make the mundane more fantastical or make fantastical things mundane, or amongst other things, amongst other trajectories. Okay. Now, instead of actually giving you a physical lens made of glass and plastic and metal and all this stuff, I'm going to give you a conceptual lens to review your same scene of reality through, and then maybe possibly reveal new information or ways to interact with it. So this lens that I built and this model, philosophical lens and model, is called the Universal Statistical Law of Negentropy. Easiest way to understand what negentropy is to understand what it is not first, which is entropy. Negentropy, first and foremost, is not entropy. And entropy is commonly understood as a tendency for systems over time to disorganize, dissipate energy, and fall apart, basically, disintegrate. Negentropy is not this. Negentropy is the tendency for systems over time to complexify, become more functionally sustainable, reduce their energy and time costs, and also become more inclusive across diverse contexts and encounters and relations. And finally, it's moving from balancing point to balancing point, okay? So that's a very kind of abstract set of parameters, materials that construct our lens, philosophical lens. Let me give you a very concrete, closer visualization, and also how it transforms our understanding and perspective of the mundane, just like with a glass lens. So I'm going to do an homage to my old professor, Tom Sherman, who was a video art performer, and he did this performance where he hyperventilated on camera until he passed out because there's not enough oxygen reaching his brain to maintain consciousness. Now, we can just say this is a performance of entropic breathing process. What I'm going to do is a negantropic breathing process, which is exactly what I have been doing. So the negantropic breathing process is maintaining enough oxygen so for me to maintain consciousness and continue communicating with you. So what you're actually looking at is a negantropic breathing process. That's a kind of concrete demonstration of how a conceptual lens could very much transform how we look at what's right in front of us without any kind of drastic, typical physical change. The conceptual lens can look at the same scene and object, just like a photographic lens, and transform what we perceive about it, what we pay attention to. Okay, so now that we have this conceptual lens, hypothetically, that can spot the balancing point in every possible system, physical and informational, in the universe, using statistics, how it could actually save the world is pretty boring, because all we have to do is locate the balancing point in every possible system, ecological and social, and then use a mixture of technology that kind of balances around it, and also humans and non-humans. Because there's actually the thing about statistical systems is that you need a diversity of perspectives to be able to stabilize it. And I wrote this into a white paper co-authored for the one of the world's leading carbon markets, carbon credit markets. And basically, you do need humans in the loop and machines and non-humans working together. And what's also cool about this is that there's a lot of labor involved, a lot of informational labor. And so this could present massive economic opportunities for places that need, jobs and that kind of thing. Okay, see ya. All right, now that we got the boring world-saving stuff out of the way, let's talk about the most important thing. How could this new philosophical lens save real love? Okay, first let's define what is like the typical paradigm of real love. It's a closed system, closed loop and a closed system. Basically, every day I present you with a rose and I say, I love you. Next day, I love you. Next day, I love you. And that's how you know that that there is real love, because I keep repeating this behavior that you can predict all the time. Once I stop one day, you know that the real love is not there anymore. It's done. So I propose that real love is opposite through this philosophical lens. It's the opposite of this paradigm of a closed system, closed loop. So let's throw this up. So what I would say to visualize it is like real love is much more of an open system and dynamic system where we're constantly dancing, right? And each person is both the leader and the follower, okay? But we're kind of improvising how we switch to find new balancing points, okay? So sometimes I spin you, sometimes you spin me, and then we drift, so I drift this way. But what's key here to maintain the openness between shifting, improvising between the contexts, is that we're constantly reevaluating if I should be the leader, I should be the follower, I should spin now, I should get spun, etc. The key to maintaining real love is maintaining an open system points of reevaluation. Okay, and so this is much more like being a friend. You know, friend always leaves kind of the door open, basically. And so this is what when people say, "Oh, they're a real friend," is like they're always adaptive to the other friend's circumstance, and kind of trying to support them and find a new balancing state. So that was actually a trap, because this is why I phrase this as a bet, because the bet is kind of an open system. It's like you can engage how you want, you have your choice and all stuff. I put forth my end, but I haven't closed the system. You're free to engage how you want, and feel free to engage me with a coffee, moment of silence, or a dance, which is my favorite. And yeah, so that's also how you know I really love you, because I left this as an open system.
Yes, thanks, Peter. Can you stop here
Yeah, no
the
problem.
video so that I can start? Yes,
Sure.
thank you. You want me to send you a photo on Instagram, as we always do?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, DM me.
Yeah.
Of course. All right.
Because you cannot see who is watching you.
Okay. No
You wanna
problem.
how you look from there. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Peter. It was fun.
Okay. Thank you.
I think I'm gonna take over now.
Go ahead.
Perfect. So, since I'm here, I would like to give a little information about also us. I mean, this is a freestyle friendship performance. Basically, we are as we are. I mean, with Peter, our practice is also based on bed talks, always through digital communication all the time, because we are living in different countries, in different time zones. And also, as part of the practice, it's quite freestyle format, which I can say. And this is also an example of it. And I will also be talking about similar issues like everyone else today. And one of them is motion, and the other one is materiality. Just a sec. Oh, Peter, sorry, not now. I'll give
No
you what.
problem. All right. Put this here.
I think we can start, Peter.
Okay, let's do this.
So what you are watching is the video version of this object, which I had made years ago. It's basically an industrial clock mechanism, and instead of indicators, it's a moving branch on top of it, which I call branch in motion, because, motion is important. We have mobility as humanity, which is an important aspect of it. And motion and materiality, which I will be talking about, as I said. By the way, I'm a mouse artist who is working at MIT, Mouse Institution of Technology. to improve, to better the lives of the other mice. And the reason that I'm going to be talking about motion and materiality is just because I don't think humans are capable of perceiving, internalizing, and somehow being a part of the world that they are actually a part of, and they just simply don't feel it. I think feeling is an important part of it, as Peter said. Like it's affection, it's affective epistemology that comes from the information and that spreads through the information. Sorry. And yes, when we say motion, motion is inherent in materiality, inevitably. This means we can also imagine a world of microcosmos at molecular level, you know, atoms. And atoms are like proven to be real since the beginning of 20th century. And there is something called Brownian motion, which makes the molecular level movements visible through oscillation on the water. You can simply imagine a drop of water uh, on a calm surface of water. So the circular movement takes us to Brownian motion. And it's also a part of the pedatic kineticism at molecular level according to Einstein. And this molecular level motion, which is also called pedesis, helps us imagine other worlds, microcosmos and microcosmos, which we're a part of. Sorry, since I'm a mouse, sometimes I can forget human words. And also, there is one more technical information which I would be happy to share with you humans, and also with my mice friends, who I'm pretty sure somewhere underground, somewhere behind the walls and floor. So it's interactions from a new materialist perspective. Interactions means molecular level deterministic movements happening at microcosmos. And this is where our larger spectrum of movement comes from. And this work is simply an interpretation of movements, but based on time. So you can either focus on properly constructed time units to keep the track of time, or you can focus on the number of the waves in a romanticized way or in a more rationalized way. But the meaning here with this performance, it's another dimension, which is the new materialist interpretation of the work, which is actually happening right now, because we are all interconnected, interrelated to each other. Like Peter, you watching, I'm watching you, we are watching you, we are in constant interactions. And this takes us to, of course, mobility of human, to connect to the previous show. And yes, with an approach to motion and materiality as a mouse, from my perspective, as a actually geontomancer mouse, which comes from geography, ontology, and romance, which combines all of these, I would like to finish saying that we are also always in a constant motion, even though we don't feel it, even though we don't see it. It could be liquid, it could be gas, it could be solids. It doesn't matter. This is where the movement comes from in even our brains, even our feelings, our thoughts, everything. So it's not only me performing here and you watching, but you are also performing according to new materialism. We are all performing. We are in pedatic, constant motion. And as a mouse, I can understand it. Hope you can visualize it better to see the amazing world that we are a part of. Maybe we can hesitate not to bother it that much from now on. And that's like the social message from a mouse. Thank you. Peter, thanks for
Yeah,
managing.
yeah, no problem. Okay.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to the mouse?
Uh, no, I think you did great. You was
Thanks,
was
man.
listening to your ears
Oh,
look great, by the way.
the feedback later. I don't think they want to listen to it.
Okay.
What did you put on your hat? Is it also
Oh,
rabbit?
these are rabbit ears. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not sure if it's allowed in the Mouse Institute though. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Solidarity.
yeah, rabbits are also welcome in Mouse Institute of Technology, so no worries.
Okay. Cool. Thank God.
Oh, you ask the question if it's plastic or not.
Oh no, it's well, I mean it's not a real fur. Yeah, but I don't. It's not plastic. It's soft.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, we cannot separate from them, especially with microplastics. So they're also welcome, but to be rehabilitated, to turn into something else. So very welcome. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys. All
So,
right.
you
Ciao.
guys, we have some time constraint. If you have any comments or questions, maybe I can hear one person only because there is an online session that is awaiting us to get started upstairs. So 5 minutes maximum.
Sure.
Comments, questions, or just email the performance, which is easier. Okay, I guess none. So thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much, Ozan. Thank you so much, Gizem Hoca and Sosyal Sahne Medya topluluğu.
All
So
right.
we're going on upstairs. One session will be completely online and the other one will be completely face-to-face sessions. See you. Teşekkür ederiz geldiğiniz için. Misafirlerimiz yukarıda devam edecek konferansımız. Katılmak isterseniz yukarı salonlara bekleriz. Görüşmek üzere.